Sorry about that. Hey guys, tonight we're going to do a live talking about Cthulhu Invades Wonderland as we end it. Before we get to that spot, I'm going to play a quick video for you guys just to get you warmed up, get the algorithms to find everybody, to get everybody here, and then I've got some great people to hang out with. So watch this quick video. It's kind of a preview video of the campaign. What happened? I don't know what happened to the video. Let's see if it's still playing. What happened? Well, we're just going to say it's done. I'm so excited for this. Hey, Getty. All right. So before we begin, I have a ton of people coming on tonight. A ton. Every single one of them has worked on Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. It is my birthday. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm going to take off my glasses. Really, really, really thank you. I am so eternally grateful for all the love and support that you've given Orange Cone and specifically the creators of this book. One of my biggest flaws as a person is I'm an achievement person. If I'm not achieving something, I don't think I have value, and it's a deep thing. So this helps me give value, and it's hard. It's hard because I'm putting things out in the world. And I'm risking a lot, and I'm risking rejection a lot. But to show that, no, we value you and we value the stuff that you're putting into the world, like just fits my whole thing that I need with love and everything, man. So thank you. I have some people here tonight. We're going to have a great love fest tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you are a creator and you need the link, private message me on Facebook. We'll launch you on. We're going to be switching people out every 30 to 45 minutes. Get everybody on. I've got my Cthulhu Invades shirt. My wife will hopefully join us at some point tonight to at least say hi. But yeah, let's get everybody in. Let's get them all in. So first, we're going to get the next guy who's on Kickstarter, because we're not going to do a lot of pitches, but I'm going to let him do a quick one because we are connected. So that is Rob Meltari. How are you, Rob?
Good. How you doing? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Very well.
Thanks for coming on. We're not going to do a lot of promotion tonight, but that doesn't mean we have to talk about the crossover. Like that's kind of like in the campaign, so it has to happen. We have to talk about it a little bit. Yeah. So I know we got people waiting in the back, but I'm going to bring it up real quick. By the way, we just hit $47,000.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm so happy that
most of my life I made less than that.
Right? Yeah, I was like, if that could be a salary.
Right. Most of my life, at least the beginning parts of it, I made less than that. So this dope ass print, how do people get it? I know we've only got a little bit on my end, but maybe they've already backed Cthulhu Invades Wonderland and they don't know anything about this badass wolf with a sword riding on it.
Right on. So, as Travis is saying that we're doing a crossover with my Nightwolf campaign. I have 6 issues out right now. The campaign is also funded. And if you back both Travis and my campaign, you will get this badass He-Man homage with my character Nightwolf riding the Bandersnatch from my short epic in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. And you could, if you have already backed Travis's, but you haven't backed mine, you can quickly go to lonewolfcomics.com/Nightwolf, and that'll take you directly to the Kickstarter page, where you can jump on and get that that gorgeous print. So not only can you get it as a physical copy, if you are a digital backer, don't worry, you will get that as a digital wallpaper version as well that you can put on your phone, your computer, your laptop, your tablet, what have you.
And this book's got everything. It's got demons, angels, werewolves, hunters, like you name it, it's in there. So if you want some badassery, it's good. And he's good for at least 8 pages of action per issue, if not more, if not half.
And let's not forget that you yourself have a 4-page epic in the Volume 1 trade paperback, which if you get a catch-up tier, you can get that digitally included for free. Also, if you want to get the hard copy of that, you can get it in the add-ons, included one of these little gorgeous bad boys here with some gorgeous art inspired by...
Show that again. You're bigger. See, look at that. Right there on the cover. Scratches. and I'll have you know, and everyone knows this, those 4 pages are basically, I like to describe them as the Infinite Earth, Death of Gwen Stacy, first appearance of Venom, first appearance of Deadpool, things like that, things that, yes, of course I didn't create the Nightwolf universe, I just redefined it in my own way.
He got to play in the world and he made it epic.
Yeah, look at those.
This is from Travis's story. Like you see, he took my characters, added a few new interest pieces in there, and I mean this guy right here, that came out of his head, not mine. But this guy, that was mine.
Nah, they're pretty cool. So yeah, definitely check that out. Make sure you back it if you haven't. You have some time. Nightwolf has it's got a few days left, like 10 or so, right?
No, it's done Wednesday, so it's got like less than 6. Yeah, so we're going towards 6 to 5 days left. So it ends Wednesday night. I like to say Werewolf Wednesday, right before midnight. So you have until Wednesday. Plus, if you back it between now and before the end of Easter, you get a free print on top of the crossover. The crossover.
So let's get everybody in here, and then we'll answer a couple of we'll hit all these questions.
It's time to party.
Pete, Emily, how are you?
Hey, happy birthday! Yes, skull.
I'll have a cool glass later. I'm like getting caffeine to get me up, and then I'll have Guinness to bring me back down. We'll definitely get on that.
Excellent. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. I please don't call it Daniel. I'm sorry. Please don't call it down. That's just too much for me. My parents. I come from drug addicts. Have I not said them enough? Wait, Daniel.
Bye.
Thank you. Happy Moon Day Wednesday. I know that you're not happy, but like I know you got to watch it every day just in case there's a mention. So we've got Matt Cudd. Best looking guy in comics. Look at him. Look at the majestic.
I combed my hair, made sure that it was nice for you, Travis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just put a little effort in. That's all I'm asking.
Well, sometimes the bedhead's sexy, right?
And we've got Mr. Lunchbox Warren. Lunchbox Warren is right here.
Happy birthday.
Hello,
everybody.
Hello.
All right. So we're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna look at the campaign. I'm gonna have it always ready. We're gonna just check in periodically. We've got some cool stuff to do. I want to get to the chat because we've got a lot of people in the chat saying various things. And I think that people stay longer if you engage the chat. That's what I'm seeing from the other people who have more subscribers from me, which is literally anybody. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if you just sign up for YouTube, you get more than me. We lost Warren. Like what? He doesn't like chat? Damn. All right. Sorry, Warren. Warren. It's saying you're. All right. There we go. There's Warren.
Yeah, I hate a button on my tablet here.
Kitty, so excited for this. We are excited for this as well, I think. John, you killed it. Well, it's not dead yet. You got 2 hours, so not quite yet, but soon. 77 minutes we've got left.
77 minutes.
Stephen Hayner, thank you for the birthday card, by the way. This dude is a backer, a friend of mine, and I'm on the burrito with him, and the dude sends me birthday cards. Like, how cool is that? Like, he values me a lot. I need to figure out a way to value him better. Katrina wrote, nice job, Travis. Nice job to you. You're more than welcome in here. You are a creator. Come on in. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else's birthday, just so I don't take all the credit? All right.
No, we left it for you.
All right. Thank you. Max Weisner, happy birthday. Congratulations to the guys. Thanks, Max. We appreciate it. Can you read this one for me, Rob? This one's hard.
Oh, good Lord.
Peter, you're an editor. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, why is Pete the best looking person in there? Happy birthday.
That's weird that Pete spelled Cthulhu.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I shaved some of the tentacles back, so
And Davey and CR, you're both welcome. In our group is the chat, or message me directly to get the invite. CR Florence, hell yeah, man. Congrats on that. Thank you, CR. Thank you. Happy birthday, Tarbis. Thank you. He clearly.
Happy birthday, Tarbis.
It's funny. I spelled my name wrong once in an email in a group, and I have been Tarvis for most of my life under certain groups because I spelled my name wrong. And the worst part is the group that makes fun of me still wasn't even in the original email. That group just met that group one time at a party. It was like, we gotta tell you.
It's the funniest thing. I had the same thing happen with my ISP, and I could always tell who they've sold my information to because of what the name comes in my junk mail. It's the greatest thing.
You're like, aha.
Hey, Brian, how are you? I was really shocked. Brian and I have talked on Twitter tons of times, but I didn't realize we were not Facebook friends till the other day. Trina, hi, Rob.
Hi,
I wore my hat today too. Awesome. And she is your editor, correct?
She is she's my Snowpaw editor, and she does an amazing job and keeps me flying straight.
Happy birthday from the Rizet group. Who's this?
That's my mom.
Yeah, at one point in time, this one and her mother shared a YouTube account, and clearly someone named the account.
I would like to say I had a horse in Minecraft named Jimmy, and my friend pushed it off a cliff. And so I made my YouTube channel in memorial.
And there you go. Now you know 7-year-old Emily's drama.
Yeah.
John, what is that icon?
Emoji?
I think it's supposed to be, it's for their hands, but people use the high five.
I think he's calling
It's
you
a cell
king.
phone
I think he
emoji.
is calling you king.
So this is the one due to fraud situation. I can't put my card online. Is there any way to purchase both these places at like the Collective? Will they'll be in a store as well? I would love to support them. Maybe not. Well, there's other ways that I'm sure that we could get you stuff. Most of it's online though. Like, well, we could send you an invoice. You know, we could do that. I could do it through Square, or Rob could do it. We probably have PayPal. We could find a way.
Was PayPal technically online and Square technically online?
Right. The Collective has bought some retail copies.
You got to work on them to get one of my retail things while we're
right. So yeah, just talk to Danny. Tell Danny to get the Nightwolf retail tier, and fly Rob out because I'd like Rob to come out to Florida. So fly Rob out as well. That would be great.
That would be cool.
Gotcha. I'll find you when you're at the Collective. Yeah. Katie, if you look at what you want from Rob's account, from Rob's store, if you pay Danny, I'll buy it from Rob for you. Just tell me what you want. We'll make sure you get it. If it really is a concern, no problem. We'll get you that print. Not a problem.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
So I don't think any creator in the world wants you not to get the book. So whatever obstacles, hoops we have to go to, we'll make it work.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go get a free copy of Nightwolf now, you could go to lonewolfcomics.com/offer. You'll get one just put your email in there, and it'll send it to you right away. So if you want to read one for free, there you go.
You got Kat here.
Hey!
Hey, Danny, we were just talking about you. Danny, Katie wants books, and you have not ordered a retail package from Nightwolf. So until you do that, Katie can't get books. So get on that.
How dare you?
This is sad.
And we'll make it sweet for you, Danny. We'll even throw in some prints. You're welcome. But yeah, you have retail tiers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got two of them. I have a Lone Wolf Comics starter kit where they can get all of the issues and including Nightwolf for the standard retails, and then there's like the Nightwolf 6 that if for people who already have all the other ones, it's Nightwolf 6 with all the variants.
Nice. Davey, I just got your message. I will send you the link.
Links.
All right. So I think we're all caught up on chat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he wants links to Nightwolf. All right, we got to get that's on you, Rob. I'm not doing your work.
LoneWolfComics.com/Nightwolf. That'll take you right to the page.
He wants you to put it in the chats.
In the chat, I'm not in the chat.
All right, you got to do this like this. See, it goes there.
That means I got to go to Facebook. I'm just on here.
All right. One of those will hopefully get to him one day. We'll see. Anyways, so here's what we're going to do tonight because it's my birthday and we can do what we want. And it's also my party, so I can cry if I want to. Both are true.
Probably like 99% of us in this room, that was the first thing our heads went to, except for Emily.
Yeah, she's listened to a lot of music in that era too.
So a tradition that we have in our family, and you may have seen my wife do it today. We say when on our birthday, we try to honor people and tell them why they're happy they're alive. I'm not going to force you guys to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to tell each of you guys how grateful I am personally for being in the book and tell you what I've appreciated about you guys in that campaign. If you guys are cool with that, I'd like to show some love for this wonderful day because it's such a cool day. I mean, look at our freaking campaign, guys. Look at that.
It's amazing.
Fantastic.
It's awesome.
And isn't that gone up since the last time you showed it?
Yes. Yes, of course. I'm actually,
Of course.
I'm actually predicting that we're going to be at 875. I think we're going to get 875 tonight. So I think
You've had
I think
100 backers in the last day.
Let's blow upon a candle on a cake and get 900 backers, and we want to get it up to 50. Come on.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'd love that. That'd be great. What's that, Warren?
Oh, it's you were like, did you have 100 backers in the last 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
beautiful.
at what 800, not too far from this time last night.
Yeah. So I looked at this. This is stronger than our day two.
Oh, wow.
This is our end is stronger. Normally it's right under your day two, but this is stronger than our day two.
I think those 48-hour notifications, man, those have been really helping out lately.
And the 24 because it's 48 and 24.
Yeah, that's right. They did start that. Yeah, they did that
okay.
in the last 6 months.
Yeah, and then the backer kit, the launch. This is the first campaign I've used launch. I will never not use launch for the rest of my life.
Love backer kit launch. Highly suggest anybody who's done multiple campaigns do it.
And it's easy. It's easy with launch to like talk down to. So what launch is, for those who don't know, it's if you've had multiple campaigns, it'll send an email to everybody who's ever backed and try to get them in. It'll only target people who haven't backed yet, which is pretty cool. But what's cool about it is it works better than your email list because people have either ignored your email list or removed it. I know that mine worked because I got so much hate mail the day first. I asked her to remove me from my list. I was like, doo-doo.
Like, well, this isn't my list, actually. It's
Right.
a
And all these things, but that's how you know it's working, right? Like, I know that those people have not yelled at me in a long time.
Well, it's nice too because you don't have to double up on you don't have to do all of the updating in the past, campaigns too.
Right.
So that you're not bombarding their email box with all of your Kickstarter updates.
Well, I'm pretty good at it. one of the benefits of me of having the multiple things with Orange Cone is, I can go, here's an update on expired. We're doing this, blah, blah, blah. Here's an update. So I can give them useful information and then go, hey, yo, I really want you for this. Like, here, back my shit. But I do on all of it, like, give them good information. Like, we're having the Voodoo Nation contest right now. I just showed Jonathan Hendricks, broke down a 4 Dead Bodies trade stuff. I showed the cover for Holiday Spirits too. So there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So, but yeah, that's what's going on with that. So let's go to the Love Fest here. Who wants to be first?
Katrina.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Rob.
Wow, that was a bust.
Yeah, she's last one to come in, first one to get love, right?
I appreciate you, Katrina, stepping up and being courageous to do this. I appreciate that your voice is super manly and that you're not afraid to just share it up there. Your manly voice on. But Kat, I know this is a project. So when we started, it was really funny. We were on a live stream and it was a long one. Hold on, we got a retail core question. This is exactly what happened when you first signed on. We're gonna go through that. I'm in this retail right. 5 of each issue plus 3 of each trade.
I think 3 of the one trade and then 2 of the paperback. I'm scrolling down to look.
Let's see what I've got.
Yeah, let's see here. Retail kit. So so we're talking about the starter kit. So 5 of each standard edition, and then 3 of the soft cover and 2 of the die cut hard, which would be this one here.
That die cut hard is amazing.
Yeah. So
and Danny, just so you know, I can sign all those trades.
That's true. He can.
And I'm in your store all the time.
So you get 3.
Also, if I go there, I can sign them too, even though I didn't have anything.
Yeah. If I ever make it down there, I'm happy to sign anything you want to put in front of me.
Yeah, so 3 and 2.
But all right, Danny's in. All right.
Woo!
So going back to Katie, yes, Katie, there is a Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is at the collective, and you will get that. Rob and I are both shipping in, like, I think July. So
yeah, as long as printing holds up, right?
yeah. Assuming printing shows up on both of our ends at some point in July, you'll be able to pick up both these books. Now I'm not unpledged. Oh, damn it!
Ooh.
So, Abby, welcome.
Yes.
We're killing it. Have you seen the campaign? It's killing it. Look at it. It's that's like a salary for me most of my life, and probably now, but I don't want to say it.
For all of us.
But welcome.
Some of us would be so bold as to say that is our salary.
And just like my normal salary, most of it's going to other people.
Oh, you need my rent now?
All right, so it's Love Fest time. So, Kat, I remember the day that we invited you to Cthulhu Invades Oz. I hinted about it for about 2 hours, making it a very awkward before we got you in. But I want to say I appreciate you. I know it's hard with working with all the other editors, right? You never get a chance to work with Chuck or with Heather or Peter because you're all fighting for the same jobs. But I'm so glad that you're part of this proofreading team and that you can do that. My wife bought you Starbucks, which you know is against my soul.
I know. I had to find where the closest Starbucks is. It's the downside to living in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, where's there a Starbucks? There's got to be one around here.
Too bad it's not like Dollar General and they're every 5 minutes.
I know, exactly. I found one. It's about half an hour away.
It's really weird. I'm in New York City, but the closest Starbucks to me is still like a mile away because just of how the neighborhood is.
Yeah, I've got about half an hour to go to get to it, but that's okay. I'll just combine it with another trip to something. No, it was super awesome.
Sell it to somebody. Just, be like, I think she gave you 15, so sell it for 10.
Yep.
You made 10. You didn't lose nothing.
$10. It's
And
true.
it would have cost you $5 gas to get there. Just think, try, think.
Ah.
Aha.
All right, Peter and Emily, the Words Nickelodeon Show. Sebastian is in our book as well. Danny, done and done. Can't wait, Rom.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You will not be upset. I really say
Not be disappointed.
all right, so that is why I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you've done for this. I love your promotion. You're always there when someone's behind. Abby, we're sharing love today because it's my birthday, and we're going to tell people we love them.
I love you all. Individually and fully.
And fully.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you're willing to be part of this, and thank you so much for being part of Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. I'm glad that you're a proofer here and that you're here to share these stories.
Thank you.
So which ones have you proofed, by the way? Because everyone wants to know.
I did. You know what? I did Caterpillar.
Okay.
I did Henches. You know what? I can tell you. I can look. I did the Dormouse.
Okay.
Woo!
You got all the Rosettes up in your house.
I did Alice, Caterpillar, Dormouse, Henches, the Red and White Knights, the Red Queen, and the White Queen.
Nice. That's awesome. All right.
Managed to cover quite a few people. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next Love Fest. Who's next on the Love Fest
Why don't
train?
you go ahead and do M because she's going to have to go a little bit earlier than me.
No, dude, got to stay up here. So,
I have work.
Wow, all of these
Yeah,
girls
it's
with
gotta
their
work
deep
pretty early.
voices all of a sudden.
all the
Okay,
Emily,
okay.
what story? Before we start, what story did you do in this book?
I did the Dormouse story.
With someone who's very, very talented, the Jay Hooser, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say it?
I think so. I think that's how you
I don't remember
pronounce
how
it. I really don't know.
I never actually spoke to the man.
Yeah.
By the way, 60 minutes to go, guys. Last hour.
Hey.
The countdown. It's the final countdown.
So, Emily, I remember voluntoling you that you're doing the book with me. We're at the bookstore, and you had done a pinup for me for Broke Down, and I promised you a story, and I had this idea for a long time because this is literally the idea that I had right after Broke Down. So I held on to this for a bit, and I loved it when I came up with the idea that you could write Dorothy at the same age as writing Dorothy, which is really, really cool. And I don't know if you know this, Emily, but in the next book, you got to draw Wendy, which is 16 in that book, which is really great, which is also the age when you started, not where you're at now, right?
Yes.
And the next one, by the way, you're the only artist right now signed on.
Woo! I'm special.
Signed on to do the next one because you don't appreciate this yet, Emily. And I'm gonna be that adult to you, and I apologize. I don't want to be that guy.
Somebody has to be the adult here. Yeah.
Hey, Space Jesus, I'll be right with you. But when you look at your life, you're going to be super blessed that you have this block of time to help you figure out where you're at. Because I know you don't give a shit about school. You tell me every time we talk. So that's not going to help you. And for those who give a shit about school, that's how we encapsulate those times. Me, it's basically girlfriend. I dated this girl for this year, this one, this, you know. And then since I dated my wife, I'm not allowed to remember any of their names. They're all gone. So
It's just not having responsibility.
But Emily, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy that you got to take part of this. It's really, really good that you are here and doing that stuff. And I am so thankful for you. And just looking at your art progression, I can't wait for Peter. Looking from Dorothy to you and the next one. It's amazing. Sebastian, she was homeschooled, doesn't count. Homeschooling counts mostly.
No.
It does. It does.
Dude, I got homeschooled for a year where the school district gave all the assignments to my parents. I was done with the assignments in 3 weeks.
Mhm. That's what I loved about homeschooling when I was a kid, though. Like I'd do school from like 9 to 11 and get the exact same amount of work done as the kids that would sit in there all day long. Loved it.
Yeah, but my dumb, awkward ass was learning more by understanding how to relate to other people, and being a bookworm,
Oh, it's
dropping a
definitely
bunch
not
of work
for
off
everybody.
to me didn't teach me anything. But it's all about what you pull out of it, what you put into it,
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's
what it's
homeschool or high school. I mean, I went to school in some really crappy schools, and it really is just about what you do with what you've got sitting in front of you.
Well, that's Peter. So, I mean, that's not a lot going on there, James. That's what we're talking about. Emily, I haven't seen the boyfriend in a bit. He's still around?
Yes, still around.
He was actually here like 10 minutes ago. Like, he left like right before the show started.
I still don't like him because that's times you could be drawing.
But on that same token, he's the one that, put together her convention banner. So he's been useful.
Thanks, guys.
I don't like him.
Just a little bit of an awkward silence, then an awkward thank you. Gotcha.
All right. So Emily's Love Fest is done. Again, tonight, for those, we just got a whole bunch of people following. We're going to wrap up this campaign. Let's see where we're at, guys. We are at 56 minutes. We just got a whole bunch of new backers, which is great. We are working that way to 900 is what Rob wants. I'm going to be happy with 875, but let's see what we get.
Aim big.
So good night, Emily. It's Emily's bedtime because it's 10 o'clock and she's a child.
Well, more because she's going to get up like at the crack of dawn.
I expected her to run. Sebastian says Carl signed on. He's dying to drop Peter's.
Weird.
Sebastian doesn't understand this. I run the book. Just one day it was like, by the way, for Peter Pan, I claim the shadow and Carl's drawing it. You're welcome. And just walked off. Like, that probably will happen, but it's because I decided. So it's not official until I decided.
Yeah, as far as I know, we haven't started the dib this and dib that contest.
Exactly.
Oh, I have dibs on being first proofreader to sign up.
All right. So who's next? Who's next for the Love Fest?
That's your choice. You just talked about how you're in charge. You get to decide. Now you're asking for us to decide.
I'm in charge. What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. I'm confused.
It's like big democracy, right? It's I'm in charge, but you blame it on everyone under you, or if that doesn't work, blame it on other political movements.
You're using the UPS management guide to strategy. I understand.
Yes, you did. You decided right after I told you. Did I? All right, we got Mr. Phil Leon's coming on. Hey, Phil, how are you?
Hey, how is everybody?
Good. We are doing Love Fest. By the way, that's what we're doing tonight. I'm going to tell people why I love them and why I'm so grateful they're in this book. Phil, I need you to pick somebody that's not you up there because they're not picking themselves.
Warren B.
Warren B. Warren's a great one. Warren, Sebastian, you're very decisive. As a person in charge, I demand everyone do the work here for me. Thank you. See, it's actually really funny because I was doing one of my creator hangouts and someone tried to pull this. Hey, Chuck, promote my book. And I was like, you mother effer, no, you're here. You promote your own damn book. And then that's basically what I'm doing right now. It's the same thing. Warren is the first fan to make it in the book. So Warren did fan art for The Wicked Witch. He did this beautiful black and white piece. He's like, hey man, I love it. Let's make it big. Hold on, it's a little hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did some fan art right there. And I saw it and I loved it. And I said, can I have it? And he's like, yeah, sure. What do you want it for? I was like, well, I want it as a pinup, but yo, bro, it's going to be a cover too.
Dude, is that a fisheye lens?
Yes, it is.
I'm like, that's a wonky-looking book. What's going on here?
I'm glad you said something because at first I thought something was wrong with his head. I wasn't gonna say anything. I didn't want to judge.
I mean,
But
I
thought
see
he was
him
perfect.
doing like an old P. Diddy like video, like what?
Straight up Beastie Boys stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
Cable guy. So there's some people trying to get in. I am gonna kick people at like 10:15. Probably the people who've got love for other people to come on. We're gonna have people jump on and off. I'll get you back on if you guys want. You gotta message me. But we have so many people who want to come on tonight. So I actually gotta speed up my love, to be honest.
Speed up the love, Travis.
Love faster.
Currently I'm writing like a Stairway to Heaven, like a long love verse, and I need to be like, I want to use your love tonight. Like, I just want to use your love tonight, like that, anyways, so
Speed up the record.
Warren was a first fan, drew this amazing thing, and I was like, Warren, can I have you be the special cover? Told him my plan, because at that time I hadn't told Cthulhu Invades Oz. He said yes, and that was the first curator cover on there. And then to be the best guy I can, because I'm a constant professional, he's the only effing name spelled wrong. But here's the thing. Not my fault. I got a proof that it was right. They used the wrong file. So he had to wait months for me to get extra copies, because I am not going to let the guy's first book be wrong, especially if it's not my fault. Right? So we waited for once before, and it was like 3 months, almost maybe 4, right, Warren?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a long ass.
little bit.
I had said I got so sick of waiting. I actually sent him, like I sent him a broken one. I was like, I'm gonna send you the right one. I just wanted you to have one. But yeah, that's my love fest for Warren, and because of that, we had to have in this one. He teamed up with Peter. They did an amazing story, and to find out, this is Warren's first sequential artwork.
First published sequential artwork. Very happy.
Awesome.
Kat, I don't think that works. I don't think you can just watch from the background.
No?
Right?
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, you can try, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll try. If anybody's watching who I've sent the link to, I know I sent it to Davies and David. Either one of you guys want to jump in, we'll see what happens. Hold on, let me put you in the back and see what happens, Kat.
Okay.
There it is.
Let's see what happens. I don't know what happened. All right. So, next Love Fest. Since Warren, you're on the spot, pick the next person.
Let's do. Have you done Daniel? Or Daniel?
Daniel? No. All right. No, I can't. Kat, I'm gonna have to pull you from the back. All right, I'll pull you from the back. We'll get you back. I promise. You want to say bye?
Bye, guys.
Hey.
She'll come back. I'll get everyone
I'll be
back.
back.
All right, we'll get that, and then I gotta actually pull her. So, banned from the studio. No, we don't want to ban her. Just kick her. Okay.
Put a band, just maul her a bit.
All right. Comments. We got some comments coming in. What's up, gang? Nothing. What's up with you?
Stuff.
Do the long love song, but play it in the speed. Wake up, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel's always sleepy. He's always sleepy at this time of night. To be fair, he funded today. When you fund, like when that pressure of not having to refresh that, though, I guarantee you, Matt, Rob, Daniel can say you guys refresh after you're done, right?
Oh yeah.
For the
I get the Phantom phone going. I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh, now I'm over here. Wow.
It's always a massive weight lifted off your shoulders, though, dude, when it finally clears.
Greshel here. Dave Greshel is in the house. He is our resident poet. We'll get to him in a little bit. He also has a Kickstarter that we'll talk about before we're done here tonight. But Daniel, you were one of the first people to express that you were super interested. Daniel and I have had a friendship for a bit. We've been talking about his. He asked me for constructive feedback from American Dreams, and I gave it to him. So we have been building a friendship over the years. and he asked if he wanted to. Daniel looks like he's on his way to an
I'm trying to stay awake here. Didn't Jim Carrey do a movie about Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skating
I
character
actually
the whole
auditioned for that
time.
as a kid to be the younger version of Jim Carrey's character in that.
Nice.
What?
In fourth grade.
The Rocket Man.
Oh.
Yeah, what it was
I
called?
actually
Rocket
did.
Man?
No, it's like
did
Underground
audition for it to be the
Oh,
kid,
yeah.
the younger version. Did not even get a callback or anything, but it's like I did audition for that part. I think.
What was it? Rocket Man or Man in the Moon?
Man
Man
on the
on the
Moon. They
Moon.
played the
Yeah.
Rocket Man song a lot.
Right.
That was like the main theme.
Let's get it.
Hello?
What was it? Can we talk to him, Phil? Put him on speaker.
That's like me every time your Discord pings off. I'm always looking over at the other monitor.
Who did it?
All right. So Daniel. What is going on here? So Daniel, I appreciate you. You were also the first guy who was so excited about the dodo. You gave me 2 effing endings. Like, can you pick my ending? Like, what's going on? Oh, we got another person who wants to come in. That means I've got to kick Warren. I got to kick you for a little bit. You can come back and show up in the chat so I know you're here, though.
Alrighty.
All right, moving, kicking him. I love him, but I'm kicking him.
Don't ban him.
Don't ban him.
Don't bandersnatch him.
Kick. All right. They failed you, Daniel. They failed us all.
Like my reaction was like Pedro Lapone. If you know anything about Pedro Lapone from Broadway, you hear that phone go off. You better reach for the screen, grab the phone from your computer to smash it.
All right. So that is why I love you. Like your effort and your commitment to like, hey man, like I want to be part of the party. What do you got? And then you didn't know how to find an artist. Well, you knew how to find an artist, but you wanted my help, so I connect you with someone. I was part of the whole negotiation progress. This was really weird. You're the first person I've ever had to do that. Like watching, who gets what rate. But I think it worked out amazing. Like the final art of what you got is so killer.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
There's a lot there. What's your name of your artist? I can't think of his name right now.
Damon Horn.
Damon Horn, yes. Good guy. Really, and also a guy who wanted to be part of this book so bad. But Daniel, thank you so much for being part of this. And being part of the campaign and sharing campaigns with us the whole time. You and I with Night Wrath and sharing it and all that. It's been great.
Well, and I'll head out so I can get some sleep because I've unfortunately my job said unfortunately we're open tomorrow, but I got a hint that we might be closing early. That's beside the point. So I need to get some sleep. So
Yes, you
Have a
do.
good night, man.
Hey, Daniel. Daniel, first, can everyone congratulate Daniel? He just got married.
Indeed.
He's a lawyer.
Congratulations.
I stand behind him most of the times in the comic store. And it's funny that most of the time in the comic store, people are coming up to me because they know that I do a little bit of indie stuff. But Daniel, because he's such a big lawyer and has such an internet presence, I'm afraid to talk to him. And he's buff. He's a little buff, so he's a little intimidating. But good night, Daniel. Good night.
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 Congrats on the campaign.
Whoever wanted to come in, please come in. We need you. Come, whoever you were, please click back in. Hopefully it's my wife. I miss her. I don't know where she's at. Where's my wife? Has anybody seen her? And someone just dropped their pledge. I don't know who you are, but you're making me sad.
You're making Space Jesus cry.
You're making Space Jesus cry. We're trying to work here, and I want to show bigger numbers, not them going down. It makes me sad. So stop that. We got Mr. Davey Lee's in the house.
Hey.
Lee, just Lee.
Sorry, not your wife.
You're not. That is a true
Travis's
statement.
hopes are dashed.
Right.
The whereabouts are still unknown.
If that doesn't define our relationship, Davey, I really just don't know. Like, oh, it's Davey and not my wife is pretty much how I felt the whole time. Brad, I made a pledge, if that helps. Yes, that
Yes,
does.
it
help.
does.
Yes.
Yay, Brad.
People are like Brad people.
Thank you, Brad.
But Brad pledging, like, he's like a super pledger. Like, he's a serial backer. He's amazing. All right, so here's where we're at, guys. We're still killing it. 868 backers. Lots of great stuff. 43 minutes to go.
Dude, those serial backers, they help out in a lot of different ways. Even if they different ones give different pledges and stuff like that. But I remember the first time I had one of them like reach out to me during one of my campaigns, there was interactions, there was questions, there was, you think you're just talking to the void sometimes when you're in the dead zone, but instead I got like conversations going on with one of them, and it helped my focus, and it made me feel a lot better with what was going on with the book.
Yeah. There's nothing more than questions that every backer can find the only thing that doesn't make sense on your campaign. Everything can make sense except for one pledge level, and that's the one everyone wants.
Nice.
Like, this is very clear. If you have it back, now is the time. Thank you, Katrina. All right, I kicked Daniel before he picked. Well, that's a bummer. Peter, you're gonna have to pick because Emily's already been done. So it's and you say Pete and Emily.
Well, in that case, we'll pick Greshel.
Greshel. All right. Everyone knows Greshel is one of my real life best friends. In fact, my wife told me we couldn't have a party, and I still had Dave come over. That's the stuff. But if anybody who's read Cthulhu Invades Oz, you know that the poetry is literally one of the most important parts of the book. And I was actually sad, Dave, you haven't been around as much this campaign to promote it, because really love to talk about your poetry and how big it is. But he started DoorDash, and he makes that money at night, so we don't have time to be on the internets.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, just be texting and crap while you're driving. It works out.
No.
Just text while driving. Everyone knows
it's fine. It's fine.
Or just run a stream while you're driving around. Nobody ever gets offended by that.
Never. Oh, there are a million stories.
And nobody streams while driving. Nobody would ever do that.
No, that would be foolish. I don't know why people would try to do that. It's so dangerous.
Especially if they're driving large trucks.
Jeez, man, you hit 2 pedestrians and you're branded for life.
I'm gonna break my rules because Dave doesn't get enough credit, but he has a great poetry campaign up. If you do poetry, it's fantastic. There's a lot of comic guys in it. Do you want to talk about it for just a second, Dave?
Sure. So it's 2 brand new anthologies from my publishing company, Neon Sunrise. It features short fiction and poetry. One is a science fiction specific genre anthology called Dead Signals, Lost Transmissions. And the other one is a love-themed anthology, everything romance to heartbreak, all places in between. Some really, really great stories. Davey, who is on here with us, has a fantastic time travel story that I like a lot. Frank Martin, if you know Frank has got probably one of my favorite, really unnerving, borderline horror X-Files type stories.
Frank's good.
That's included in the sci-fi book. And then the poetry is just top notch. There are some really fantastic people that I've had the pleasure to meet. And yeah, there's some great stuff. I haven't talked about it to too many people, but there is a premium art piece that I'm making 20 copies of. My friend Tim Schubert is a tattoo artist and an artist here in Florida. That's there. It's called The Tide, and it really just an amazing picture. And he actually just gifted it to me to use in the campaign. He did the cover art for Dead Signals, and he actually gifted me to be able to use this piece as well. So there are only 20 of those, but it's I'm really looking forward to getting this book out, and I know that Davey is excited because we talked about it a couple of times. Yeah. But there are some really great stories, and Davey, if you want to tell us a little bit about your story, that'd be great.
Sure. Who is Mr. H. Irving Hancock? He's a time-traveling substitute teacher that comes to St. Gertrude's Catholic School for a semester when they have their teacher who's at home. She's about to give birth, and they are wondering, who is this man? He doesn't know what an iPhone is, and he's writing on the dry erase board with chalk, and he's teaching them all these fancy dances like the quadrille, and they try to investigate who exactly this man is. So it's kind of it's a story told from a collective we. So they're all kind of talking together and trying to understand what happened to them when they had a substitute time traveling teacher.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
It's a great book. As you see, there's comments here. Sebastian likes it when David Greshel doesn't like my Facebook at 5 minutes. I'm worried something has happened to him. And Katie says, I've shown his poems to so many people. I know and love them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, but Dave, you're one of the people when I was doing this. How can I have? Let me back up. When I make something, I want to include as many people who I love and cherish as I can. And Dave is one of those people who I love and cherish in my life. I love to spend time with Dave. I'm a horrible friend to Dave. I'm really not, but he's always wants me to do things, and I just can't. It breaks my heart.
Busy life.
And he knows the things I love too. So he always gets me on the things I love. Okay.
Hey, everyone.
Dave about his poetry, and you're in that book too, right?
I am.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dave, I love you as brother. You're so important to me and my family, and I'm so glad that you write poetry for our book. And you're the old poet Andrew. I thought about actually adding other poets in the book, but I really just wanted to give it Dave because I love his poetry. I don't know how to appreciate it beyond doing this. Hey, I wrote a thing. Put your poems in it because I think they'll fit. I'll make it work. Like
we make it work. We make it work. I appreciate that, Travis. Really do.
All right. So what we're doing tonight, LK, is I'm telling people how much I love and care about them. So
Aww.
get excited about that because that's my birthday gift to you guys.
Did everybody already say happy birthday? Did we sing?
They said happy birthday.
We sang it last night, didn't we?
Yeah, they sang. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah,
I missed
the,
it.
the hardcore people were there at midnight.
So 9 for me.
But yes, back dead signals and lost transmissions and love and loss. Back that, please. It's about halfway there, so that means we need have more people to go there.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So, Dave, who do we love next?
Let's go with Matt.
Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, if anybody ever does anything, Rob, remember when you said I should do these 4 pages because I like you and I think you're a good writer and you're probably the best writer on the internet, like next to Neil Gaiman. Something like that is what you said, right?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's you should have picked Matt because have you seen this guy promo Cthulhu Invades Wonderland? I mean, the dude is nonstop. He's like Hamilton, for Christ's sake. Like, it's ridiculous.
Who says I don't already have him in mind for volume 2?
You're taking my spot, Matt. I will kill you. We'll do that. James, you got a little bit time?
Yeah, I got time.
All right. But yeah, so Matt has been killing it. Matt, I go on his show, Constructive Comics, and when I go on his show, I love to be able to like share dirt is what I call it. So I share all the bad things that are going on in comics because I believe the people who listen to his show really want to know what's going on. So if you want to know the dirt of any of my campaigns or what's going on, go to Matt's show and you'll hear about it. And because of that, I used up all my love in Travis's birthday, so I'm just gonna post my shit. That's fair.
Honesty.
So Matt, I've appreciated you. This campaign has showed like why people should hire you for things because you're going to promote the crap out of it. You're all in. You're just as all in as me. You're probably the second biggest promoter next to myself. Like you're killing it, man. Like Peter used to be that guy, but Peter's like, I don't have to work so hard. Matt's here. That's great. Every day you're making a new graphic. Like, thank you so much for what you did for this campaign. You've done so much, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's it might be a little bit of my OCD. I make a checklist, and there's like things to do and promote Kickstarter, and then I go through and I get to check it off, and it feels really good.
But saying you slacked, so he had to make up for it with his checklist.
No.
That's what I'm hearing. But yeah.
If I could turn the tables for a second, why I appreciate you, Travis, is there was years ago, like 5-6 years ago, when I decided to get into the making comics, game. I felt like I was shouting into the void, and I got into Jack Holder's Why Faith anthology, and I posted about that, and you were like, "Hey, I'm in that too," and like. I felt like we made a connection there, and I knew that like when I was putting these posts out that like other people that I was working with or that I knew were part of that group. So that's, if I could turn the tables and tell you why I appreciate you, that would be that.
I appreciate you. Yeah, that was a good book. I was happy to be part of that. I like Jack Holder, so I appreciate that. Thank you. By the way, because I'm a child, we are at 8:69. Yeah.
Where's Caleb?
Where's Caleb? But I actually switched from Caleb. I give Mike Tenner the 69 ones now because he appreciates them just as much as Caleb. But for Caleb, it's all about everything he's wasting his time until he goes back to drawing giraffes. Which, by the way, his campaigns for giraffes are like $300, and like his other vampires are like 10 grand. I'm like, no, like giraffes are your passion. Keep working for it.
Well, you should get him to. I told him that I had him on a podcast. I was like, do you have like a vampire generator where you just throw dice out and it's like, vampire with a tax, with a time machine that does taxes, and like that's your next book. But like we need to have like vampires and giraffes and just throw out like one other random dice, and then that's the next book, right?
Vampires riding giraffes and doing something.
Yeah.
Sebastian wants to know if appreciating Travis is mandatory. I remember there being part of the project description. It's not, Sebastian. It's not. You're fine. All right. So next, I've got to put some love on James. Not that I don't share how much I love him on the regular by giving him work all the time. Like
I appreciate it.
So how many books have you worked on, James?
Let's see here. I've done a cover for Broke Down. I did Modern Mythology. I got the lucky chance to do that. I got to do Cthulhu versus Oz. I got to draw a chicken. I was the last one to pick characters, and that turned out way better than I thought it would. Lots of love to the chicken. And now I've done this one, and God willing, I'll be inside of Neverland.
Vampire Giraffe Rider is the best-selling waiting to happen. Well, and James, if you remember correctly, you weren't in. I was friends, and you and I were talking. You were kind of talking about how, you have a lot of movement, but you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to your series that you love. And you talked to me about how much you loved what we were doing, Cthulhu Invades Oz. I remember we were like in week 2, and I was like, go ahead and make something. I have a character, and I gave you the chicken, and you're like, wow. I was like, yeah, the only other villains we have, this group called the Wheelers, are in Return to the Oz. Not people love me. He's like, oh my God, I can do the Wheelers.
I love the Wheelers. Dude, I wasn't sure if I was going to be allowed to take a shot at the Wheelers because I never read that Oz book. I wasn't sure if they were actually in it. I remember being like, God, dude, was it like 1 a.m. or something? And then you and I were texting back and forth discussing what characters were in novels. Then one of us found it on Wiki. And I was, holy crap! Full disclosure, my sister's scared to death of the Wheelers.
Yeah, those things were creepy as a kid, man.
Death.
The Oz movie? Return to Oz?
Yeah. Dude, I would be drawing the Wheelers. And because of my craptastic drive of 2 to 6 hours, depending on the weather, I would end up drawing at like 1 a.m. or something. I would send her a text, and then I would just spell out the word creak like really slowly. And then when she woke up at like 6 a.m. and like checked her phone, then I'd get these horrible texts back telling me how awful of a brother I am and that it scared the holy hell out of her and all this other stuff. It was amazing. I got to do it the entire time I was working on the book. It was great.
But yeah, James, I appreciate you for all that, and thank you for being part of this book. We'll see about Neverland. I'm not committing to anybody, regardless of what Sebastian says, except for Emily. I committed to Emily. And Charlie Stickney. The only 2 I'm not even in it yet. And Dave, because I don't know how to write poetry. So that's literally a skill set that I don't know how to do. So Dave could be in it.
Look,
and Heather editing.
Being able to work on some of your projects kind of kicked me out of a funk that I had buried myself under. And I have been enjoying working on all these different projects, every single one of them. I've got a lot of mojo back. I'm working on different stuff, and I haven't been able to say all those things in quite some while. So I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I absolutely love the work everybody's done on Wonderland. I absolutely loved Oz, and I can't wait to do some more.
Dan Newland Dan Newland is a local attorney in where we're at. Says my word, it's for Biden. All right, well, you're going to take off, right? So
yes, I am. You guys have a great night.
If anybody is waiting in the background, please come on in. We'll get you in, even if you were kicked out before. Come on in.
Yep. Congratulations, everybody. You have a great night. And once again, Tyler, thank you.
Night.
Night, James.
Did he just call me Tyler?
Oh, did I? God damn it. So that it's clear.
And now to a whole new group of people, you're Tyler.
I believe this goes back to Sebastian. Is appreciating Travis mandatory? I don't remember that being part of the Rogers trip.
No, but I've been wanting to tell you that for a while.
That I'm
but
Tyler?
I legit have brain damage and I screw people's names up constantly because of the cancer. So I have using my cancer card on that.
All right. Who's next, James? Since you've used this card.
Who is next? Let's see here. Let us hear about Rob Maltari.
Rob Maltari. All right.
Hi, guys.
So, Rob, one of the things I have to say is one can perceive you being in this as a tit for tat, but it's not. Because I had to beg you to be in it, basically. You kept making excuses of why you should be in it. You're like, I got things to do. Like, it doesn't have a wolf, which is legally binding in my contract. And I was like, well, you can make the Bandersnatch kind of look like a wolf. Is that cool? And then I really wanted your artist, which made it even harder because you're like, Sebastian doesn't have the link. Hold on, let me get Sebastian link. But because of that, like you were one of the people I wanted to get in for a long time. I love what you're doing. I love that you just killed it on Kickstarter, right? You just continued to grow and grow and grow in your stuff, which is amazing. So I've loved watching you grow. You and I we basically started at the same time. So you're kind of one of my crew, right? Like we don't talk every day and stuff, but like when there's something major going on in the industry, we're chatting at least during that day.
Yeah. Just like it was yesterday.
Exactly. But no, I really appreciate you. You brought some amazing art. You make this book look so good. And I really, really appreciate your story. I think it's amazing. Thank you so much for giving me a time because I think you did 6 pages, right? Or was it
4?
4.
Yeah.
That's 4 pages you could have been working on Nightwolf because it's your team.
Well, that and like Carlos and Gat, they both have. I'm just one of their clients. So like being able to get their time in general for like even one of my books is like, come on, man, I need this. But no, yeah, I thank you for having us on, and they make me look good. Those two, they make a great team, even though they've never actually talked to each other. But yeah, no, I'm glad that I was able to. Actually, this was my first anthology, even though it's actually the third that has been put out, just because of timing wise. But like, but this was actually my first attempt at it. So I appreciate the opportunity and to jump in to figure out how that all worked.
Yeah, no, it's great. I've loved you being part of it. And I love that you and I can, like when I say you're in my like graduating class, right? We're in the same class together. We were in. So when you were like, hey man, I'm going to be a little late with this. I was like, Carlos is still doing it. Yeah, that's fine. So we're not going to hit that color deadline. Yeah, but Carlos is still doing it. Yes, he already did the art, Travis.
Yeah, the line art's done.
Great. So it was really funny, but I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of this.
So I'll say that Rob and I were in a mastermind together, and I felt like everything that like I did, Rob always had a comment for, or like whatever he. Not in a bad way. It was always like, there was like 6 or 12 of us, but you might not have always interacted with like all of the members of the group, but like Rob and I. Like when we were in that group and like we were always, trading messages and sharing things like that. So yeah, I just want to point that out as well.
That Rob replies to messages?
No, just that he interacts. You know, he's a part of the group. Like he doesn't fade into the background. He's there. He's
Yeah, I
What
try to
you're
be
saying is he
as
gives a shit.
possible.
He gives a shit.
but no, but like since then, like whenever Rob has a Kickstarter, he's on the podcast. Day one, my Kickstarter goes up, he posts. Day one, his Kickstarter goes up, I post. That's those connections are what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got free love. You get love from everybody.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate both you and everybody here.
We still have a slot if anybody wants to come in. I thought I saw someone pop in, but they're gone now. So I don't know if it was Seb or Kat or who. But next, who's next, Rob?
Who hasn't gone yet? Abby, have you gone yet? I don't think you've gone yet. No, let's go with Abby.
Nothing, Abby.
Nothing? Oh, cool. I've been here for more than 30 minutes, so I'm leaving.
But you're too sassy. You're too sassy. If I say something wrong, I'm going to get in trouble. I don't like people smarter than me. It's sort of a personal thing.
That's a wonderful dig at everyone else in the room.
I don't love it. I don't love it. But Abby, thank you so much for being in this book. LK sent me things and through everything. No, LK sent me your art all the way through, like for approval. She was like, "Is this okay?" I was like, "No, I think your art's great." She's like, "I just need to make sure it's okay." All right. Did you notice in the background the squares? That was intentional. It's like a checker. All right, cool. It's okay. Like the detail that you put into it, and then. You were one of the first people to message me about being in a pinup and doing a really good pinup. I love your pinup. I think it's going to make the book amazing, that little pinup, because I think we're going to need it. Like your art style, we're going to need it because there's a lot of downer stuff in this book. I think that your little pinup will be like, it's okay to have fun before we kill someone else. Before we do some more crazy stuff. So I've loved it. I've loved your energy. I love that you vibed with my wife. My wife was like, I like that, Abby. I vibed with her when you guys did the Cthulhu card spell. And my wife is one of those ones. She's like, I don't like women. Like she's, you know those women who don't like hang out with lots of women. That's my wife. Yeah. So when she vibes with another woman, I'm like, hell's yeah, like that's good. So that's all the good things, and that's why I appreciate you, and that you're part of this book, and that you're part of this amazing, big, giant Kickstarter. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's all I got there.
Who has a bird?
Or a cat.
Is it a cat? It's a cat.
Oh, is it a very, very loud cat?
It's a purr.
It's a kitty.
Somebody's a happy kitty.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'll mute my mic.
Oh, no worries. I was just trying to figure out where it's coming from.
With the headphones on, I didn't realize he's right next to me.
My bird, thanks for the opportunity. Hey, Ted, that book is coming. They wanted to buy your pinup, so I'm going to give you some money very soon to buy that pinup, and I'll have you send it up to them and figure all that out. I'm thirsty, guys, so I need to get a drink.
Can you
So
put Heather on?
I don't know what to do. So
with the music.
I don't got no music. We've only got 20 minutes left to go, guys. Look at where we're at.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, 870.
So, what I'm going to do, why I'm gone, someone, I don't care who, tell a quick story about your favorite. Tell me about the story that wowed you when you were like, oh my God, I see this story. Like, I need to up my game, because everyone tells me like when they're in the group that they need to up their game when they see other people's art and stuff. Does anybody have a story like that they can share so I can grab a friggin' beer? It's my birthday. Someone. Thank you, Matt. See, Matt has always got my back. This is why I said that. Go ahead, Matt. I'll bring it back.
So I had the creators on for the Constructing Comics podcast. And we were talking about stories that we were really excited about. And I was really excited about Rob's because I felt that with Nightwolf and the Bandersnatch, you were able to fold in like that visceral action of like beasts fighting with each other. That was something that I really liked. Like, did you think like, I want to stay in like my comfort zone, or did you ever think about like, going and telling something with like, a character that wasn't sort of like, beast fighting each other, butting heads, ripping, and stuff like that?
Honestly, so Travis was the one who suggested I did the Bandersnatch, which was cool. I was fine with doing that. I actually wanted the Jabberwocky because I had he was one of my favorite characters throughout like the universe, and then like I also did a cover for like my band's album art back in college, and like the Jabberwocky was like one of the primal like things on the cover. So I always had like a mild like obsession with the character, and I wanted to do that. But then that's why I asked Travis. I was like, "Hey, is that still available?" He's like, "No, it's already taken, but you could do the Bandersnatch." And I was like, "Okay." So that's really where they came. But the hardest part about writing, so like with Nightwolf, yeah, there's a lot of fierce battles and stuff. But like my werewolves actually have conscious thought, and they can talk and interact, and they use weapons and they wear armor and stuff. So I like to be able to have that conversation still be a little bit witty, despite kind of like also a little that feral factor in there, kind of like a Wolverine-esque character, right? Probably because growing up, Wolverine was one of my favorites, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but growing up as a kid, I was made fun of a lot. So that was kind of like I had anger issues as a kid. So that kind of, I think, why I gravitated towards Wolverine, and I kind of wanted to put that into story in a way, kind of that personal journey. But like with the Bandersnatch, I didn't have words, like because the Bandersnatch was just a feral beast, didn't have any language except for gurrs and and then like when I chose a Shoggoth, and it really didn't. The only words sounds it made was like tiki tiki tiki, like so. I had to like kind of go into like a poem-esque way of writing it into like a kind of like the way the original Bandersnatch was written inside the Jabberwocky story. You know what I mean? So it's like it was a poem inside of a story that I kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to make this a little bit more similar to that. And that's how I'm going to tell the story in narrative, but in poem form. And so that was kind of difficult in itself, but the action parts, I mean, that did come naturally. It was very similar to the action shots. We just kind of had to figure out, okay, well, how does a Bandersnatch defeat a Shoggoth, and how does a Shoggoth defeat a Bandersnatch? One has a little bit stronger, it's got one kind of a kryptonite kind of a situation. The other one is more just like a giant bear kind of a creature. So I had to use like defense mechanisms and kind of the environment to be able to truly make this interaction.
So one thing that's interesting that you brought up, maybe we can do sort of a round table here. How many people didn't get their first choice? I know personally, I didn't get my first choice, so I had to make some, audibles and stuff like that. So it sounds like, Rob, that was the case for you. That was the case for me. Anybody else didn't get their first choice? Travis, how did you not get your first choice?
Just because I always give it up to somebody else. If somebody gave something, if someone gives a better idea, I'm willing to do it. It's no big deal. I picked Dorothy in the last one, and I was gonna stick to that, the Dorothy and Alice, but I wanted to give it. But yeah, I didn't get my first choice. My first choice is Alice. I was gonna keep doing the main character just to make, and it's not because of an ego thing. It's just that's how you push the story forward. So I was like, I know the story I want to tell, so let's push it forward. But yeah. By the way, someone wants to come in. I don't know who you are, but we'll get you in a minute. So if someone wants to step out, they can. I know Abby wants to hear LK. You want to hear it?
Oh, yeah.
So we got to do that in a minute. But if anybody else needed to go?
I mean, if you want, I can drop off. I can stay till 11. After that, I'm done. So it's up to you. What if you want?
Yeah, why don't you jump off? You've been here since the beginning. I love you, Rob, but I appreciate you. Rob, Nightwolf, if you back it in ours, you get all of course stuff. Rob, thank you again for being in the book. We appreciate you. Rob,
thank you again for having me. Love y'all.
Bye. Good night.
So, Abby, the smart play here would be to pick LK, but you can pick whoever you want.
Wait, what am I picking?
You have to pick who to give love to next.
Oh,
And if you don't pick LK, it's going to be long until you get to
it. Yeah.
So you're picking LK.
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. All right. Okay. And whoever wanted to come in, Sebastian, Chuck, whoever you are, come on in. We played a spot. Rob's taking off for you. LK, how are you?
Oh, can't hear you.
I forgot I muted like on my mic instead of like in the thing. Yeah.
So first off, it has been a pleasure to have you in this. You were one of the people I reached out to involve in this because I loved seeing your interaction. I think I
bugged Chuck too.
You may have bugged Chuck, but
yeah.
Well, maybe Chuck has a different story. I remember reaching out to you, but maybe Chuck put you. Chuck's very manipulative, so he may have been putting you in my ear for months.
Might have been a combination.
But I remember you from one of you were in both Jack Holder's stuff too, right? So you were in Jack.
No, we got denied.
So it must have been the Cthulhu hard to spell because I'm still in the group, even though I'm not. I was only in 2.
Right. Yeah, you gotta stay in the group.
But I was like, hey, I want you to come. I can read the chat. Should we go through it? But let's read all me and LK's personal chats. No.
It's mostly Travis. What's the link? What time is this? What's the link? What are we doing?
Can we have some sort of organization? Maybe like a list of things to do. Maybe like, I don't know, they call them agendas in some other groups. I'm not going to throw words at you, but something like that. But no, that's not the way I work. Okay. That's not, I think we've grown to appreciate our strengths, right? Like I'm very good at freelancing it and building trust, and that allows me to build trust. And it's also, I think, giving you the freedom to kind of create what you want and do some really cool stuff. Okay, love your website name. Fang and Foul Play. We'll be checking that out. Katie, you said the collective earlier. They have it in the collective. You can get Fangs and Foul Play in the collective. But I do love that you're the first person to ask where's the link. Hey, I have some questions about this, and allows me to do that to help everybody else. Because I think more than you are thinking it, you're just the person who's going to ask the question, right? You're the one who's like, hey, I'm going to ask you that thing, and I really appreciated it. It's so great to see like a growth of a creator. So when I did it, I was like, well, she's been into a lot of anthologies. Let me kind of throw her a bone. I think she'd be really good in this fit. I see she's a good promoter. I see she's really active in the groups and want to be part of it. But then when I remember I was on the phone with Chuck that day. Of course, he disappears at that particular moment. I was on the phone with Chuck when Fang and Foul Play came, and it was in my car. And I was like, Chuck, I haven't read this, but this is a fucking professional book for a first time out. This is amazing. You guys did a great job. Do you remember that, Chuck?
I do. I remember that, and I told her too, because a couple people said that to me.
But yeah, and you're exactly what this is all about, is like growing with people, right? Growing as a group and growing as a creator, and hoping that this book can help somehow elevate you, right? So you could say you were in a book that raised, not to brag about our book, but 47,000 on Kickstarter. Not to brag, but I'm pretty proud of that. But it's a cool thing to brag about and say you're part of. And I'm really grateful that you're here. You've been nothing but a great support. And thank you. Just thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be in the book. I just love, Wonderland and Oz, but I didn't know about Oz until it was already out on Kickstarter. So I was like, it's too late.
All right. Well,
they're some of my favorite playgrounds.
We got 9 minutes left, so we got a little bit left to go. But thank you so much.
$210.
What's that?
We have $210 to go.
Oh, until the next, yeah.
Is that when we drink hot sauce?
But thank you, Abby. Did you get everything you needed from that?
Yes, I did. I feel the warmth in my soul from that. It was beautiful.
I look at his shirt.
Thank
and this
you.
proves to you, Abby, that I do believe you are two separate people. I know that was last time we were together. That was debatable. Whether or not I felt
No,
you were two
it's
people.
honestly it's debatable either way because sometimes she says things and I'm totally behind it.
These webcam filters are getting
Depends on what
really
It
good.
didn't make any sense at all.
Look at that. Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
But thank you. Abby said her eyes. She's been on this computer all day.
All day.
She needs to chill and relax. But thank you so much for being part of this. Can't wait to see what's coming next and what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Happy birthday, Travis. Have a good night.
Good night, Ed.
Cheers. Okay. Who we giving love to next?
Oh, well, I missed the first half, so I don't know who. Well, Katrina and Chuck just got here. Has anybody else gone?
So Katrina's already left. So Katrina's got love. She was first.
Oh, okay. In and out. all right.
And Matt's got love, and that's it. Everybody else needs love. And yourself, you've got love. And we got Sebastian here. What's up, Sebastian?
No, I just lost a fight with my Chromebook that apparently isn't compatible with Chrome. Because why not?
That doesn't make sense.
Thanks, Google.
Sounds familiar.
Well, let's go with Dave G because I'm in his book. So.
Oh man, I did Dave G too.
You did Dave G. No, that's right. Yeah, I thought you did. I was like, wait, I think we did.
Yeah, that's why we were giving his book a plug. And
Okay.
well, Dave is like my real
I think
life.
I came in the middle of that.
BFF.
That's why. Yeah.
Dave is my real life BFF.
All right.
My wife actually claimed him as her friend too, which I don't know how that works. But whatever.
Let's go with Davey then. We'll go Dave Davey. So.
Oh yeah, I don't like him though, so pick somebody else.
Let me go.
Poor Davey.
He's a bad drinking buddy.
I am. I always make poor decisions for other people. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't pick Sebastian because he wants to address this Carl drawing situation. I know that's the only reason why he's coming on. He's declaring his spot. Seth, can you hear everything? Are you working now?
I just wanted to see if I could log on. I'm not going to address squat.
Fair enough. Seb, for a writer, draws more than anybody I know. It's fantastic.
Not my fault.
So Davies came into our meeting one day. So we have a meeting that meets in Melbourne. And we were all sitting and talking about writing and the craft and how great is it. And Davey buys beer and sits there because he's playing a Dungeons and Dragons game. He comes from an hour away and then slowly buys everybody's book. And then slowly goes, I got a book. And he's looking for opportunities because he's got a beautiful book that's fully done. And he's been shopping around, working. It's a great book with the same artist who's in this. And then I was like, hey, man, I'm doing this. Do you want a part? And he was stoked. Like, I think you wrote it in like a day, right?
Yeah, I wrote 2 scripts and they each took a day. Yeah.
It was crazy. You got the script done. I approved one. You started drawing it immediately. You kept hounding me for information. Okay, this is another example where he's just like, hey, I want this stuff, but I'm just not going to give it to him because either A, I didn't have it, or B, I just didn't want to. Like,
Figure it out, kid.
There's a benefit of being in charge. So he had to do what most people who are writers have to do when they're editor in chief. Not that I'm the editor in chief, that's my wife, but the project manager won't answer their questions. Just write your way around that problem. And you did great.
Thank you. Yeah. In the shadows, man. There's the king.
He wanted to use the Red King in his Red Queen story. Very selfishly, mind you.
Yeah, I didn't think that through.
I appreciate your part of this book. I know that this is your first published work, right? Because it's going to come out before the other stuff. So
yeah,
congratulations. That's really
Thank
awesome.
you, man.
I'm really excited to be part of it. Yeah. And you killed it. You had your art done super early.
Yeah.
You were ready and in this book, like ready to do your stuff.
I was, man. I jumped on it. I was so happy to meet you guys at Kingdom of Comics down there in Melbourne. It was just a place I would hang out at, and before I would go play D&D for like 30 minutes. And I just thought it was serendipitous. I was making that comic. I had no idea, what I was doing. So I was just going to conventions and talking to people, and it was kind of very serendipitous for me to run into you guys. And you guys are all doing these awesome projects, and very grateful you guys included me. And I think, this book that I'm working on now that I showed you at the bar, it's getting some headway. And, in a large part, that's because of you and you telling me like, hey, go talk to that guy. If I would come to a convention, show me your book. He might like it. And so it's been a crazy journey, and just super excited to be on this book with everybody. I met tons of great people. I think I want to go to the bar and play some pool soon. So let me know.
No, we could do that. I mean, we can't go into the bar that we want to go in because Chuck's Canadian.
Yes.
But other than
Yeah. No Canadians allowed.
we went to a
Racist
bar.
ass fucking bar.
I mean, to be fair, like reflecting on that night, if we would have went to the arcade bar, none of us would have got to know each other better because we would have been playing.
That's
video
true.
games.
That's right.
That's true.
So we got 2 minutes.
All right, yeah, I'll bring up that while we're chatting to keep that going. I want to get to 875. So if there's 4 of you out there who have not been part of this, please jump on. Please jump on.
Or Elon Musk doesn't need to buy Twitter. He can back the Kickstarter.
Send a DM to him right now.
Who do I got to bribe to get one of those sexy Cthulhu Invades tees? That'd be me. Check backer kit. Hint, hint. Anyways, who is next? David, who do you got? You got Peter, you got Phil, you got Chuck, and you got Seth.
I want to give love to Phil because I love his voice.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sebastian had the same face that I thought. Yeah, really? Do you?
I do. I love that voice.
Hey, I do voiceovers too, man.
Oh, dang.
To be fair, it's also all we see of Phil, or hear of Phil.
He's moving.
Yeah, well, I'm set up mostly now. All I got to do is get my camera set back up and my good mic and mixer board, and I'm dialed.
His mic isn't good for the interview?
It's just a condenser one, but since I do podcasts and stuff too, I've got one of those nice bassy mics.
So Phil and I have always been near. Phil, how to describe this? Phil,
we've crossed.
Phil has bad taste in friends. Phil is the best person in his friend group. You know that one person who's the good guy, and you're like, man, I wish that guy would leave that friend group. That's Phil. I've always felt Phil should be in my friend group, and then he slowly started getting in my friend group. And the minute that happened, I was like, man, I want you at any cost. Let's do this. Dude, do we really have like 30 seconds?
It's in the red. It's counting down.
32, 31, 30. Oh, yeah.
Phil,
do the countdown first. Man.
Right, come on. I wanted 4 more backers, guys. I want that last minute backer. Come on, guys.
4 more backers.
Come on. I know you guys are there. Hit check out quick. Let's go.
Hit the button. Got 10.
Right. 10, 9,
8, 7, 6,
93.
5, 4,
3. Hey, we're 5.
Whoa!
Oh, we got one.
Did you see that? There was one extra backer in there right before it hit 0.
Fireworks.
Whoever you are, you're a fantastic person.
Awesome. Thank you. But we did it, guys. It is over. I will no longer be spamming this Kickstarter. There will be a brand new one.
Tomorrow there's a new one going up. No.
There'll be a brand new one. But yeah, thank you. 872 backers, $47,000 and 70. Wait, hold on. Numbers aren't good for me either, Seb. 47,757 backers. Hi, Remy. Okay, can you hear
Remy?
Can you say thank you, congratulations? Say we did it.
We did it.
What did we do, Remy? We won. We won Kickstarter.
Guys did the thing.
It's my birthday. That's right.
You're right.
Can you say Cthulhu Invades Wonderland?
Wonderland.
Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. That
All
needs
right.
to go into the audio commentary.
Can you tell everyone good night?
Good night.
All right.
Bye, Remy.
Bye.
That's the same kid that helped Grandma bring the donuts in.
Bye. Good night, guys. Wow, I'm lost. All right, so we're still saying goodbyes and thank yous and sorry. Warren says congratulations. Thank you all the backers. Thank you all the backers. Hi, Remy. All right, Phil. So we got Phil in for 2 pages. He does the most important pages because his pages are used by multiple people. Anybody who I wanted to get in are in there. So we have like 8 stories using his 2 pages that are colored, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate you taking part in that. And Phil, I have self-admitted. Phil has many times when I look for a color, pitched me, and I'm like, I don't like your colors, man. Like, it's not what I like. He's like, I could do other stuff. And I'm like, Like, I don't ask for samples. I just go, And then Phil, like must have listened to those conversations and sent me amazing things. And I was like, Phil, I really like these. He's like, yeah, I can do things you'd like, Travis.
I just do multiple styles, whatever fits the line work, man. That's all. That's what I'm there to do, man, and to enhance the line work. That's it.
Awesome job. What an incredible finish. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I appreciate you, Phil. I appreciate what you've done, and you've showed up to tons of interviews. We've got to get to know each other. We've done. Phil is one of the guys who hangs out, so he literally watches me fall asleep, and then he gives me permission to go to bed. Him and Kat will talk for hours in the back end. So don't let him know your StreamYard link if you can help it.
I always just tell people, it's like I will talk as long as somebody else is talking. So if it's getting to that point, it's like, all right, I gotta go. It's like, all right, cool, no problem.
Awesome. All right, so Phil, who's next?
Who didn't get called out yet?
We got Peter, we've got Chuck, and we've got Seb. And actually, hold on, before we do that, like, congratulations, everybody. Like, let's celebrate. Has anybody got anything to say? Like,
yeah, congrats, everybody, and happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you. Anybody got to say about that? Anything before we move to more loving?
So next time, Neverland, we're gonna break over 50.
Well,
no, you gotta go into positive. Yes, we're gonna do it.
Think happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, okay, though it's possible, Wonderland's way more popular than Neverland. How many Neverland shirts you seen? Let me tell you, it's 0. Except for that school play one time.
We'll do it because we believe in you.
If you believe so much, clap your hands. Clap your hands if you believe.
I think with a slight tweak, if it becomes Cthulhu Invades Neverland Ranch, I think it'll be a seller.
Oh,
But
Is that in the public domain?
I mean, it could be.
We need to hit at least 900 for Neverland. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Like, I'm excited about it. Yeah, and Neverland Ranch, I mean, the tentacles just got to do different things, but I think the story can be the same. But all right, Phil, who are you picking?
Let's go with eeny, meeny, miny, Pete.
Pete, how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I just happened to have spotted in my email that this one Kickstarter that I backed just funded.
Oh, yeah, that's Daniel's Kickstarter, Night Lab. And this morning, yeah. It's a good book. Highly recommend it. But Pete, I signed him on because I signed his daughter, and he just kept hanging out. Probably because his daughter was underage. It's probably a good call. Like, good parenting. Like, I'm okay with it. Like,
okay parenting.
Seb, you got comments on that? I know you have a lot of comments.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, Peter redefined helicopter parent. He was like a freaking war hog. I don't know how the hell she got that boyfriend. I don't see how that got past them. You must have something on him.
Right. But Pete was around, and Pete has this great comic that he can't publish because he does stupid things and makes comics that you don't own the rights to. So he's got this great comic. I read it, and I was like, "Oh, Pete, like, why don't you write something in this one?" Because he was a proofer in the last one. We kind of threw him on, and so we wanted him to write something and proof in this one. And luckily, he chose the cards right off the bat, which is an easy one. There's tons of cards. There's at least 52 of them.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I chose the cards too.
Thanks, wife.
Yeah. Thanks, dear. No, but it was funny because I remember I did choose the cards when, I was like, I had that in my head. I'm like, oh, they're not, going to be super popular. Nobody's going to choose them. I was like cards. And then like the next 3 posts underneath of mine were like, I want the cards. It was pretty wild.
No, that it was great. But I've appreciated you the whole process, doing this. You're always asking the right questions. One of the things that people don't know about Pete is he's always thinking a little bit ahead of what we need. So, like, he doesn't do it normally publicly, but privately, he's always asking, hey, when are you going to need this thing or this thing? And kind of like most of the emails that I wrote were probably after one of those meetings on a Wednesday on my network, because Peter asked the question. I was like, oh, yeah, I should probably address that in the group. So you can thank Peter for that. Because organization, though it looks like it's my thing, it's really not. I just fake it really well. I've got a lot of leadership skills, but not a lot of skills in organization. Well, I've got leadership and charisma like really high. The rest of it is really low.
Well, you're my favorite publisher who doesn't want to be a publisher.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I've embraced publishing in this last little bit. I'm going to publish other people's
You're killing it, man. It's good.
Next year, you're going to probably see something that doesn't have a Gibb last name on it, and I'm excited about that. I know, it was rough. We tried it. Holiday Spirits, it was not supposed to be me at all. It was just supposed to be Jerome, and then he letters and writes co-created by Travis Gibb. And I didn't create that, Jerome. He's like, but you did this and this. I was like, well, it's your book. You can say whatever you want. I'm just telling you.
And he killed that too. That was really good.
Yeah, it's a good book. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you and your family. I love you guys. I mean, you're gonna help me move. I mean, how much better than that?
For sure.
What year is that?
3,000. Hopefully that. I wish that was real. No, it's next week. Peter, who's next?
Let's see. I'll pass it over to Chuck.
All right.
Frozen.
I like Chuck.
Oh no, yeah.
Chuck, your like internet is horrible tonight. By the way,
Like
we just see your face.
he's in the capsule, he's on the other side of the moon right now.
What's wrong with it now?
You're frozen in a weird face.
It's been like the same one the whole time.
Here, I'll go back.
You
There you go. Perfect.
You're sideways, but
You're a landscape. You need to be portrait.
Well, if he doesn't come back, then Seb.
I'll give him a second. I think he's coming right back. We'll give him a second. So, Seb, you've never been on one of these. Like, this is what the internet.
Does that make me like Miss Congeniality? What the hell just happened? Chuck cannot fulfill his duties.
It's like, and the Oscar goes to. Oh, but he can't be here tonight, so accepting on his behalf.
I'm gonna accept it on behalf of freaking Brando.
Now he's just dipped. Guess Chuck doesn't want the praise. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Ooh.
Hey!
Hey!
Motion and everything.
So Chuck is the earliest hearer of Cthulhu Invades Oz. Chuck heard it from conception. So he's been down. I show Chuck I appreciate him as honest as possible. I call him often. He's some of the person who we bounce ideas off of. If I think someone does something stupid on the internet in the comics community, Chuck knows about it because I inform him. And then if he normally already knows and already has commentary weighted. In fact, sometimes we don't message each other because we're waiting for the other guy. Like, call me 3 days later. Did you see this? But no, I can't do this book without Chuck. You know, Chuck stuff. I'm going to throw a little, not a little dirt, but Chuck's page had some pages late at no cause to his own, and it was really stressful, and it strained our relationship. It really did. Just they were really late. But for no fault of his own, and no fault of his own to the team either. Just something happened. And because Chuck and I are so close, it was really hard because it added that extra stuff. I'm so happy that we went through it, and that love and doing right by people, like knowing that Chuck is always means to do the right thing, and I always mean to do the right thing. We can get through that. I know on the internet and with comics, like that doesn't happen very often. Because normally, people will get mad at someone if they put a period in the wrong space and like say, "Don't ever use this letter again." And like, it's in your script. You said that. You should have caught that. I'm your editor. Cthulhu Invades Arizona. Like, what's in Arizona?
Nothing special.
And of course, Pat's in the book too. I want to say because Pat wrote. I mean, I love all of the stories, but Pat wrote.
We might. Oh yeah.
I promise you. I think it's safe to say, because Chuck and I are both very passionate about art, there will be, before the end of our friendship, a beef between Chuck and I, and I'm excited about it.
Me too, because I know that we'll both put up a really good fight, and it'll be fun to watch.
So, are you predicting an end here?
No. Well, I'm sure we'll get through it, but it'll be solid. It will make you pick sides. It'll be very similar to Cthulhu Invades.
It'll be very, very public.
Right.
It'll be very public. It'll be like the indie comics version of Civil War, where people are like, "I'm Team Chuck, I'm Team Travis," and it gets really, really rough, and people are switching sides and shit. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, well, Travis is gonna be Magneto, so that's gonna throw that off.
I mean, if he's Magneto, then I'm Wolverine, and I'm good with that.
It'll be Chuck Cthulhu Invades Orange Cone.
Right.
That's fine. My group is a brotherhood, so like we're already unified. Wolverine is a solo book who can't sell over, who keeps getting rebooted over and over again.
Who knew the beef was going to start tonight?
You're right, because I mean Magneto has had such a good set of. Oh wait, he's never really had a book. That's right.
He has had a book. Cullen Bunn did a great book for him. He has miniseries all the time.
How miniseries? Because he can't hold a real one.
Yeah, because he ripped up Wolverine's animated. It was useless. Yes, okay.
Can we pause for popcorn?
Can I have some of that popcorn one? I'm kidding.
I'm hungry with some of the pop chicken boom. Anyways, but I love Chuck. That's why he's very active in this book. That's why when we decided, so the way this is working, just give some of the behind the scenes. If you don't know, for Neverland, I've invited 5 pros. We've got 2 pro yeses, 1 pro no, and then someone ignored me completely, which is what I expected from all 5. So I'm doing great. Once I get the finalization on those, they're going to get first dibs at characters, and then Chuck, my wife, Jerome, and myself are going to pick one person, like, because there's leaders to teams, or one person that we want to have back. Like, that person has to come back. So they're going to be in the invite, and then we're going to kind of open it up and do some stuff like that. But there's some of that. But Chuck, we trust Chuck and his opinion that much to be in it. And it doesn't even mean Chuck's in the book. It just means we believe that Chuck can pick that person to keep going on. Congratulations on the work and funding, everyone. Thanks, Brian. Good night. Name who
Name and shame.
But yeah. So we really appreciate you, Chuck. My family appreciates you. You're always welcome at our home, and you're always welcome in our books and be part of our crew.
Thank you, homie, and we feel the same way about you guys. Seriously, much love. I mean, the guy loves me so much that he let me randomly show up at his house at like 7:30 in the morning when they were not ready for me to be there.
We love Chuck. We're pro Chuck, and we're happy to see where things go. So yeah, check. We got to do Seb, or you got to pick Seb next because he's the last person.
I mean, I have to, but like that doesn't sound like something I would do. I would find some other way. I would be like, oh, Wendy wants in, we should pull her. But
that's smart. Do it.
I should, right? If we kick one, is anybody done so we can bring in one more person?
You can straight absolutely kick me for Wendy. That's cool.
Actually, let's kick Seb out because that would just be funny.
All right, let's kick Peter up. Pete, watch in the background. Thank you, Pete. Good night, Pete.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Good night, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Night, homie.
Happy birthday again for the last few seconds.
Thank you. I'm hoping to go to bed before my birthday ends, but we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna go too, guys. Thank you. Much love. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Davey.
See you, homie. Good seeing you, Davey.
You can stick around now, Pete, if you want. I'll put your back. All right. Oh,
Wendy's trying to come in, but while she does.
Yeah. So, Sebastian, welcome back to fucking comics, dude. I heard you're cheating on me and writing for somebody else.
Well, I wanted to go with someone who wanted to be a publisher. You know how it is.
Like, how did you sign with FSK? Like, he literally quit publishing and went under a publishing company.
I just wrote you a whole love note that even your wife popped on my wall to just be like, oh my God, I love this post. And I was like, look, I did this because I knew he was live and wouldn't see it for a while. Why you put me out there?
I haven't had a chance to read
I know.
it. Should I read it live?
Yeah, because it's not in character for me to be, nice.
Right.
I may delete it right before you log off.
No, that's funny.
I'm excited to see the content. I know it'd be incredibly. Cthulhu Invades awesome. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Katie.
Hi, Wendy.
Hello.
Hello.
But Seb, I am happy to get you back in comics. You asked me to do a thing in Voodoo. We got you in that. And then you did this, and this is your dream.
My love letter to you.
Well, but this is your dream. Hold on. I don't know what your love letter says, but your dream was to always work with Carl, right?
Yeah. I mean, he did the cover for one of my books, but I never actually got to work with him. And he did the finishes on the story for Voodoo Nation, but this was our first real whatever. Which also, just not for nothing. I'm just gonna put this out there. Carl is a professional, and he'd really like to do that one. Just saying, it's not that you'd be saying no to me. It's just saying no to Carl. Who worked on the X-Men that has that. Who's that guy? That Magneto guy that some people find cool or something. Just saying, just putting it out there.
He also did Darkhawk, which is a personal favorite of mine, and he keeps saying he'll give me free art as soon as I take it from him.
He will. He like. I have to make him charge me for things sometimes. When he did when he drew me in the DC Convergence Superboy comic for my birthday, he shows up and he gave me that page, and he gave me the splash page after that's just Superboy flying. And he goes, I have the whole book. I was thinking I'm like, no, Carl. Don't give me every page. Sell these. You've got, it had like Kingdom Come Superman in there and Kingdom Come Red Robin. I'm like, there are people who will buy these. Don't give me 24 pages because you drew me on one of them, He's Carl.
Right. Yeah. But I was happy to get Carl in the book. Carl is you and I both go friends with Carl. You're closer with Carl than I. I was happy to get you two together because you guys have wanted to do that for such a long time. And it was amazing. It was amazing seeing it come together, and you guys got to write the ending, which was really, really cool. So I loved it. And you're the first person who knew about Neverland. That's why you knew the thing.
I know. That's why I feel, I feel that it was a gentleman's pop. Although I'm not a gentleman, so I guess you could use that as a loophole.
Right, but you use that pastor thing against me, so it'll all come around,
Like, God knows you told me you do it. I'm just saying.
But no, Seb, I appreciate what you guys don't know about Seb is he's active in our community, draws kids. When it was a pandemic, if you bought 10 comics, he would draw a character for you and send it to you. He has never drawn a character my daughter has ever wanted, which I think is amazing. My daughter will ask for like Amy Pond, and he'll draw a pond that with a sign that says Amy.
I did draw that one real picture of River Song that she would bring back to every free comic day to remind me that I did one. And it was a moment of weakness. I don't know what happened.
It's indeed a treat sitting next to Seb at the free comic book days to watch what he draws for people. It's just fantastic.
For that pandemic thing, I drew 2,000.
Yeah, I know. So many of them.
2,000. It was ridiculous. I used to just sit here. And Rick would give me packs of backing boards. It was just, in the end, I wasn't even sketching them out. I was like, screw it. It was just me, high on Sharpie fumes, drawing every character I could think of because I'm like, I don't want to do too many. I'm not doing 2,000 just Batman in different poses. I'm gonna do different shit. I was on old Nicktoons. I learned how to draw an anime style just because like, oh, people want Dragon. I'm like, I fucking hate Dragon Ball, so I drew like every anime but Dragon Ball. But kind of like when your daughter asks for something and I draw something almost what she wanted.
Right.
I am that wish you make from a genie where you weren't specific enough. So here's what you got.
But I've loved you. I love that you're a part of this book. I love that you got back. You're a huge influence to me getting back into comics because as you were doing comics, you were always like, I got comics, or you can buy them right there. And I was like, yeah, but I don't, and that pisses me off. So I got to fix that. What's that?
And now you do.
And now I do.
Told you it was easy, unless you become an accidental publisher. That shit's crazy.
Right, yeah. Don't become an accidental publisher. That was not my intentions. Just nobody. Yeah, I just kept doing it. No, people have made me offers. Don't get me wrong. I just always like, but then you'd have it. Then it's not mine anymore, and it get me sad. So I'm probably not good at that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I don't want to do this, but I don't want you to do this.
But I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do for the local community, and I was so excited to get to this book. I was so happy to get to the ending to you. I love it. I think it's great. I love everything you've done.
It was fun writing the ending to a book that I didn't get to read any of the previous stories to. Like, hey, you write the ending. What's happening in the rest of it? Oh, they're not done yet. Well,
yeah.
All right.
To your credit, I proved it. You did a great job.
Well, I had, that's the burden of when it's like, oh, hey, the big professional Carl says he'll draw for you, and I'm like, well, now I got to live up to that shit,
Right.
Yeah. I was like, can I? I'm like, I want to set my standards lower. Can I have Emily?
That's rude. Emily's fine. She's also published higher than us. She was in a sub book. Though technically I've got Image, but barely, so I don't really count.
I exist in the DC universe, but I just haven't done anything for it. But I exist there.
Right. Which is a step up for most people.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I exist in this universe. So.
But it was Convergence, Seb, so it's not highly regarded as one of their best words.
What were we saying about Magneto series? Shut up.
You like Cullen Bunn Sinestro?
Yeah, well, that's because me and Cullen are friends too. But I'm in like he has a whole secret group called his Bunhead, where he springboards ideas off of us and shit, and then has us go out into the universe to kind of start a buzz and post like we were just wondering, wouldn't it be cool if he did this? And so that's a fun group to be in. But he inflated my ego when at TampaCon one time I went to get a sign from him. It's like, I know you. I'm like, no, you do. He goes, you do this was back when I was still doing the review show in the back of Famous Faces.
Right.
He's like, you do a show, and I'm like, what? He goes, let me explain. I'm the kind of person who Googles my own name to see what people are saying. You say good things about me. here, what do you need me to sign? And I was like, and Angie, my wife, was like, I've never seen you at a, I talk a lot, obviously. So she was like, I've never seen you at a loss for words. But this guy, you get Cullen Bunn going, I know you. And I'm like, and yeah, I was quiet for almost 3 whole minutes.
That is crazy. And just because, nobody's watching. Actually, a lot of people are watching, but that's a. Colin Bunn is one of the people who said yes, and we're working out a deal right now. So it's not official yet, so I won't say that, but we are. He did say yes that he's interested, and we're working out what that looks like right now. So fingers crossed, guys.
Now you got to put me in something just so I can be in the same book as Cullen.
Well, yeah, but we're gonna give him Carl, so you got to.
It's fine. I can finally get that Emily art I was wanting. As long as I don't have to do anything with Peter.
Right. That's smart. That's why I let him read your book, just to see how talented you are, but not only give feedback that Heather's just going to ignore.
Right. Naturally. Yeah.
Travis, have I ever told you about my buddy Jim Lee?
Yeah. I would love to hear about your buddy Jim Lee. Please
it's a different Jim Lee, but you on Neverland.
I love a guy who can go, honey, you want a new bedroom set? Let me draw 5 pieces of art this afternoon and put it on eBay. You're welcome.
That's not how you got the place you're moving to?
Putting Jim Lee art? Yeah, basically I sold all my shit. Yeah.
Wasn't that what we just crowdfunded? Was your house? I'm so confused.
You can take this money and run? You don't have to send out bugs? Wait, tell me more, Seb. Guys, quiet.
Well, it was foolish to ask people involved to help you move to where you were running to. But other than that, it was
brilliant.
I'm still waiting on my Dog Days book, so don't.
Did you see a post today, though?
I did see that.
I saw that.
You may get it. Even him saying that he has it does not give me confidence. Is that sad? I know it's done. I've read it. I'm still like 50-50. Wendy, we're doing a love fest today. Can you hear us? Can you talk?
Yeah, I can hear you. I have to keep my mic muted in case me and Chuck both end up talking at the same time.
I shut mine off. I'll be quiet.
So, Wendy, thank you so much. I'm so happy, not only for the Tales of the Collective, but for getting you in this book as an early writer, because I think you're extremely talented. And that's why, you're the first person when I decided that the card thing doesn't need 2 pages. And I was like, do as many pages as you want. Remember, I didn't even care. Just do your pages. Because I think you're great, and it pissed me off. I'm gonna throw some shade here. When you tried to fucking quit on me, I was so mad at you because you don't see your worth, and it's really sad because I think you're amazing. I think you're an amazing human being. I think you're better than Chuck. So I don't even know. You just need to get out there more and show your stuff. Your art, your writing is so good. I'm so proud of what you produced for this book and for what's coming for Zeranda. This is your year, girl, and I'm so excited to be part of it on the Wendy Gale ride. I'll try to even spell your fucking name right. It'll be great. Spelling's hard for me. I'm just a writer as a profession. It's fine. But yeah.
You can write without being able to spell.
That's why I married an editor.
Right. I do it all the time.
No, please keep it up. It keeps me in jobs.
But I think you're great. And I think that you doubt yourself way too much, but I think you have an amazing talent. And I think it way outweighs. I think it's easy. It's hard. I have the same problem with my wife is she doesn't see her skills because she's just like, I'm the wife of Travis. But she does amazing things herself, her ideas that she has and the edits, and she can do shit that I can't do. Really, you're your own beast and you do amazing things. I'm so proud of where you're going and what you've accomplished. And I'm so happy that you're in this book and that this is going to be one of your early published works that I know people are going to hunt down years later.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And part of it's because of the help that you've given me since I got started. you help with some suggestions with my book that's coming out next month or that's going to Kickstarter next month. And I think it really helped the flow of the story. So, but you've been there whenever I had questions and stuff, and I really appreciate it. So, thank you.
Yeah.
And hey, speaking of the spelling of my name, I had a memory pop up on Facebook. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, of the first book that I was ever part of that went to Kickstarter. Now, it failed miserably. I was the editor on the book, and I didn't even realize. I went back and looked at that campaign because it came up on my memories, and my name was misspelled.
You didn't want to be properly credited.
No, well, I mean, it was spelled right on the cover of the book, but in the campaign itself, it was spelled the way everybody else spells it. Remember when I had to tell you, Travis? It was spelled the same way. No Y. The Y was missing.
Sebastian's phone did a thing. That's okay. But that wraps up the Love Fest of Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. Again, I love you guys. I love our backers. Thank you guys who backed us. We ended at the total amount is $47,000, $47,000. I don't even know. Why am I not saying this right?
Numbers are hard.
Numbers are hard. 872 backers, $47,757. There we go. I did it. I did it. But thank you guys so much. This is our most successful campaign. This is the most successful campaign that most of us have been in. And I believe that everybody in this is super talented. We worked really hard. Congratulations, True Bang Camera, you fucker. Thank you. Being called the fucker from you is an honor, sir. Damn honor. But thank you guys. I can't wait for Neverland. And I know I've been negative about how many people are going to be in, but I'm going to do my best to get as many people in as possible. And I know you got that in the record now, so I could say that I'm going to try to get as many people as I can. I'm not going to be as able to do even the proofers. We're going to have to cut down like the whole thing, but we're going to work really hard to do as best we can because we love you guys and we love this book that we're creating. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to get this in your hands and you guys see the creator copies and whatever I can do to love you guys better. So thank you. Does anybody have anything else before we send off for the night?
Thank you, Travis, for including us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be part of it. It's been a lot of fun. It's great to be part of a group of people who are like-minded and like to make stuff.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say thank you to Travis, Heather, and Jerome, kind of the triumvirate, so to speak, of Orange Cone. Really appreciate all the behind the scenes work you guys do, and even of course on the page and in front and everything. This book wouldn't be here if it weren't for the three of you guys, and I really have just been so honored to be allowed to work with you guys and to be a part of this at the level that I have been. And I think you guys have just run a killer campaign. And what I love about big campaigns like this is that it's something that we can all look back on and go, that's a bar. That's a bar, and it's going to be a tough one to break. Let's go bust it up. And I love a good bar. So congratulations on this one, buddy. And fucking good luck on the next one.
Yeah.
And I also love the person who waited to the last 6 seconds to that was some discipline to wait for the last 6 seconds to I'm in there.
I appreciate that. And by the way, the 79 arid backers, there's a lot of arid backers. Please take care of that.
Gracious.
Can you imagine the last person went to pledge and their internet froze or something?
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, we love you guys. Thank you guys for being part of this. It's going to be amazing as we keep going. I'm excited. And if you've been watching this, guys, don't be afraid. I cannot guarantee spots. I haven't read scripts. I know Wendy sent me a script. I haven't read it. I'm not reading anybody's stuff. But if you are interested, let me know you're interested. Even if you're watching this, it's okay to let me know you're interested. It's not, but if you send me something, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to read it because
I figured I'd at least wait till after you've moved.
Smart.
I'll send you over a box of Crayolas.
We're gonna show up to help you move, and I'll just have
30, 23.
Pete, just tuck it into the muffin basket you bring with you.
Right, that's what I was saying. It's like, I'll just basically as I'm moving one of the boxes, I'm just gonna slip it in. So when they're unpacking later,
Make sure it's an important box, so it's one of the first ones you open, though.
Yes.
Don't not like the odds and then junk drawer box.
Peter has he writes it a note. He finds a notebook in my house that says comic work. Just writes Cthulhu Invades Neverland list and writes Peter in it.
I'll send you $5 to add my name to that list, Pete.
Oh, this will work out great.
Yes, Pat. There's a curtain cat.
Yes, Pat. That's Dorian.
He's happy that the campaign wound up so successful, man.
I think as Charlie has said too, we cannot stress this enough. Happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yes,
appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Travis.
But yes.
But still disappointed we didn't cancel it at the last second, though. That would have been funny. That would have been fucking funny. Like, what do you do? Ah, we'll do it again sometime.
And I just boldly say we can do better. We can do better.
Wasn't good enough.
Ended on April Fool's Day.
Right.
So yeah. I gotta go because I feel a rant going on about something that happened this morning that I shared with Chuck privately. I feel like I'm going to spout it out.
We've had just enough Guinness.
It's not enough Guinness. It's more of people do stupid things. Like, I just don't know why people do stupid things. But I do love you guys, and I'm so grateful for this campaign. And there's a lot of other good campaigns live right now. White Ash, Dead Signals is live. Nightwolf's live. Boston Metaphysical Society. Do you still have that Zoop Chuck, the remix? Or what
yep, Shuffle. It goes for another week. So yeah, check that one out. And of course, Fish Lee. Also, he's got Green Zones going on too. That's another great one.
Today.
Yeah. Sweet.
So that's something we push. I actually put it in my newsletter because I believe in that book. But
it's a good one.
Keep being part of this community. For those who are in us, I will let you guys know the next step in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, the chat. We'll do that. Jimmy, yay! Yes. And Pat, I want to let you know that we thought long and hard about who we should have write our forward, who's done the Wonderland, and we chose Raven because he's better looking. I just wanted to know it wasn't based off of writing merit because you would have won, but based on looks alone, because when you're writing a forward, you got to have that little face of the person. So just come up with a look, maybe spike your hair or something that gives you a little pizzazz next time.
If you didn't have the gingivitis, we may have brought you in, but
he's crying. Good night, guys. Back Days poem book, because LK needs poem work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, brr. All right, good night, guys. I'm going to do my outro.
Good night.
Good night.